What do you get when you have out-of-touch arcade manufacturers trying to cash in on a craze several months too late? Who made this? Oh, it's none other than Adrenaline Amusements. What is it with these guys and chasing fads? Alright, maybe that's too mean. Even if they are just cashing in on fads, some of their games are actually pretty good. Emphasis on the some. Were fidget spinners still cool when this game came out? For this Spinner Frenzy game, the earliest footage I can find is from October of 2017. So fidget spinners were originally made back in 1993, but they blew up in popularity during 2017. I don't think it's a long stretch to say they made this game in response to the craze. But this game was pretty late to the fad if it came out in October of that year. The game concept is pretty simple. You spin the fidget spinner and get paid an amount of tickets based on what RPM you got. If you can get it to exactly 500 RPM, you win the jackpot. The payout values depend on the arcade configuration. You'll notice the game's payouts count up by 15s, but then it gets more precise closer to 500. So we can assume the game is doing some rounding on what our RPM is. But there is a setting specifically for the jackpot called the bonus window. So they can adjust the rounding range of the jackpot and can be set between 0 to 4. So different arcades will require more precise spins. I don't believe I have any legitimate strategy for this. You just need to get a good feeling for what 500 RPM looks like. I'm not sure about you guys, but something as arbitrary as 500 RPM is pretty difficult to visualize or get a hands-on feel for. Maybe with enough practice this could be a very strong game, but the nature of the game itself feels difficult to replicate consistent jackpots on. Alright, before I give this game a placement, I'm just going to say, this tier list is entirely my personal opinion. Different arcades can have the same games with different difficulties and payout amounts, so I'm just grading these games based on my experiences and ideas for their ticket potential. With that said, how do I tier this one? I actually like the idea of this game. It's like a skill-based wheel spinning game. In theory, if you can learn how to do a 500 RPM spin consistently, it can be a crazy fast jackpot. But I just don't see it being reliable enough. I'm going to throw it in the C tier. If you want to play a more interesting Frenzy game, check out Space Invaders Frenzy.